Hello, it's Alex with Code Black, and I am making this really very fast video to get you an idea of when you are learning how to work on code, or you're learning a concept that you've learned in our classes or any other class for that matter, is you want to make sure that if you're going online, you're actively asking questions. The best place to go are areas where individuals are answering those questions. However, there is a plus and a negative to going places like that. First, what you don't want to do when you go to a forum like C# forums, where I'm a member, or to Stack Overflow, or to Quora, what you don't want to do is you don't want to ask vague questions. Okay, a vague question would be something like this one over on Quora, where they said, why do people use C# when it's such a bad language as compared to Java or Python? Not only is that a vague question, it's an opinionated question. It's not really a question at all. It's more of a statement, right? And if you want people to ignore your question, if you actually have a question, write it like this. This is a clownish question, okay? And it got quite a few answers. I actually answered this one myself. You don't want to, if you're asking actual questions because you really want to know the answer, do not talk or speak from a place of frustration. If you really want to, if you're stuck on a subject or a concept, just say, I'm stuck on a concept or a subject. However, you don't want your frustration to come out in that answer in a question. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you're asking experienced devs and experienced individuals to answer your question, because they're not going to give you the answer all the time. They're going to make you look for the answer sometimes. Okay, which then leads me into my next one. If you're actually writing code and you're looking for the answer to a solution in code, do not ask a question for help and not post your code. If you are going to ask a coding question, individuals want to see that you individuals want to see that you have actually put some effort into researching and finding the answer out yourself, and you just can't. It's painfully obvious to individuals that are experienced in development work and in coding when a person does not do this. Great example of this is this particular post on the C# forums here that I have here in front of us. So this individual says, hey, I'm still new to C# coding, and I was hoping someone may have already had a similar requirement could point me in the right direction. I had posted this in an SSIS forum, but it needs to be seen if it can be resolved using C#, which it can. They give us some requirements, and then they say what the output should look like. And then they just give us some data and some samples of output. So if you have not tried to solve the issue yourself, you're going to get an answer just like this one right here. We are not a code writing service. We can guide you toward a solution if you take your time to shout your code and explain what issue you're running into. Please share your code. Okay. So, and then the other thing is, this person says, write comments in English, write C# underneath them, don't erase the comments, blah, blah, blah. To me, the person who asked this question doesn't know enough to ask the question in C# code. So what they should have done is just go over here and Google how to read in a file in C#. And it will bring you to a multitude of different examples where you can learn how to tinker with this code yourself and do these things yourself and learn the answer yourself. Don't get lazy. Say, look up one or two places, say, I don't understand it, so I'm just going to get the answer from somebody. That is a surefire way to cheat yourself and to get no answer to your question. And then lastly, what you don't want to do is if you're going to post code out there, and this can happen, okay? This individual honestly wants to know why this piece of code right here is different from this piece of code right here. And the answer is this piece of code is an incrementing value in C#. It's a operator that increments a number by 1. But what's going to happen is this is going to increment after this line has executed. And so that is different from this because this is just adding 1 every time this line executes. Okay. So there's an operator that has these 2 plus signs before the I, and that would increment before the line of code was completed. There are differences. There are instances where you would want to do that. It's not as simple as just adding 1 to a number. So in this answer, this individual wants to know the difference between the 2 and just writes that comment. So this individual gets some answers. No, it means this right here, which is not quite right. And then this individual says, I think we can all be a little bit gentler here. And then this person says, start by reading an introductory C# book or an article online, which I think was rather abrupt question. And then if you keep looking here, this person says, Stack Overflow has started to be a place to ask a question without making a research or reading the course material. That is how very jaded, I would say, or very long individuals who have been coding and writing code and have been engineers and developers for a long time. That's how some will answer a question, because they're just getting to that point where they're just fed up with giving people the answer, right? They have started out, and some of them may have the wrong attitude of saying, well, here's how I find it out. You need to find it out the same way I did, which is just erroneous anyway. So, but in any case, if you get these kind of answers, don't be frustrated. Just look for the answer a different way, but don't look for somebody to give you the answer. Do not cheat yourself. You're looking to try to learn, okay? This individual is trying to understand the difference between this and this. And once they understand the difference between these 2, then they can write cleaner and more efficient code. Okay, so real quick, like, comment, share, subscribe to the Code Black Facebook page, and we do have a YouTube channel, I believe. I'm gonna bug Dave about that. I'm trying to make smaller videos like these, little pointers and tips and hints and stuff like that. And yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or any comments, again, I am not the end all be all of code. Been doing it for a while, but I'm not the end all be all of code. So yeah, if anybody has any comments, if I'm wrong on anything, please point it out in a constructive way. We're all here to help each other. God bless you, and have a nice day.